All right, there we go. Welcome. My name is Kelly. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to my studio. Today's practice, friends, is focused on opening up the side body. This is a helpful practice, type of practice, specifically thinking about your hips and your knees and your lower back. You can also think about this practice as like applying medicine to your body or a therapy. So let's get started on your mat, seated comfortably. Sit up on something to elevate your hips. If you have something like a blanket or a pillow, pick your shoulders up and roll them back. And have your knees, your legs crossed comfortably, or if you want to go ahead and get a little more of an immediate stretch, cross one knee on top of the other knee and have your feet opposite each other in Gomukhasana pose or cow face pose with your legs. And relax your arms and become present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale that out. Let's lean over to the side. So lean over the direction that either your forward leg is crossed, or in Gomukhasana, the top leg, you're leaning that direction. So in my case, if you're looking at me, my left leg is on top and I'm leaning to the left. Drawing my shoulder back, elbow draws in, breathe in, and breathe out. Sink down a little bit more, feel the hip, the side body stretch, the rib cage opening up. Inhale, lift up, roll your shoulders back. And as you do that, lean back. And as you lean back, then lift your legs, and put your feet on the floor and tip your knees to the sides. Do that again. Now we're going to change the crossing of your legs the opposite way. So here, ankles underneath your thighs, or here, one knee on top of the other, and then bring your feet, if you're in Gomukhasana, out opposite each other, and just look forward and relax. Settle in, feel the stretch in your hips already. Breathing in and out, and now we're going to lean this direction. So over, up and over, reaching the arm. Turn your gaze potentially up, or you can look down if that's easier for your neck. So leaning over, draw the shoulder back, breathe in, breathe out. Inhaling. Exhaling, inhale and reach up and over, and then sweep the hands back, draw the shoulders back, puff the chest, lean, and then this time extend your legs out straight and sit up tall. Find your sitting bones right there, feel the sitting bones underneath you, and flex your feet, roll the shoulders back. And then walk your hands forward on top of your shins. Inhale. Maybe you can place your hands on the floor. Breathe in. Or grab your toes for just a breath or two. Inhaling. Exhaling. Settling in a little bit deeper. Inhale. And then exhale. Lift up. And come over onto your mat, onto your hands and your knees. Press your fingers into the mat, especially your index fingers. And think about your hands, the base of your fingers right there. So press that down. And then the heels of your hands. So there's basically this circle that you're pressing down into, but then your index fingers. So the circle being the base of the fingers to the thumb, and then to the heel of the hand and around. So pressing into that entire area underneath your hand or of your hand, and then index fingers. And your index fingers can be parallel or even better, just turned out slightly. So press into your hand. And when you do that, then the engagement happens along through the wrist and then all the way up the outer arms to the top of the shoulders. All right. So if you press there, you can feel that. Just notice the engagement of the different muscles as you press down. Now tuck your toes, lift your knees, and come right into downward facing dog. And as you come into downward facing dog, bend your knees and just kind of work into it. Work into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent for a little bit, and you can pedal your heels right and left, but I want you to do that not just because I'm telling you to, but because you're feeling to stretch just a little, alternating, moving the legs. And then hold static, hold still. Press the floor away, reach your heels towards the floor, and lift the sitting bones, but then slightly contract the abs, or just contract the abs just a little right there, lengthening the lower back. The arms are beside the ears, so don't hang the head long or towards the floor. I want you to really bring that ears between the arms and press into your fingers. Take a deep breath in and lift up your right leg straight. Breathe in, and now bring the knee in, and as you do that, shift forward and plant your heel on the floor first, and then the ball of your foot. Stay right here in this low lunge position with your hand on the floor. And if you need to, you can put your fist down, being sure that you're using the strength of your leg to hold your body up, not just planting the weight over on the hand. Reach the right arm up. So your fist on the floor or your hand on the floor or a block. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Let's move by bringing the right arm through and on the inside of the right leg and touch the thigh, the back thigh, the left thigh. Inhale and reach up, unfurl the arm, and then sweep it under, curl under, and touch the thigh. Inhale and reach up. Exhale and touch. Reach up one more time. And now set your right hand down on the outside of your right foot. Step your left foot in just slightly. Set your heel down. Straighten your forward leg. Revolve triangle. Don't worry about setup too much here, except for that I want you to draw the right hip back. And then keep your forward leg straight. Reach the right arm up. So a little more extensive stretch in the hamstring. Reach the hand through again. So same thing. Touch the knee or the thigh. Reach up and touch the knee. Inhale up. Exhale, touch. And now place the right hand on the outside of your right foot. Bend your knee. Press into the floor. So pay attention to the movement to downward facing dog. Just lift the right heel to the right glute. Yep. And then lift up, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Then lift up your left leg. Inhale. Bring your knee in. Shift forward like you're going over a hurdle. Set your heel down first, then the ball of your foot. Stay right here. And you can come up onto your fist or stay on your palm. Inhale and reach up. Draw the shoulders back. Now sweep the hand down on the inside. Touch the thigh or the knee. And then reach up again. Look up. Reach under and touch the thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right there. Inhale, hold. Place the hand on the outside of your foot. Step your right foot in just about a footprint. Set your heel down so that back leg is straight, heel on the floor. Then straighten the left leg. If you move your hand out further, you have more width, more of a base, a little more balance.
And then reach your left arm up, revolve triangle, and then sweep the hand through and touch the knee. Reach up, touch the leg, carefully up, and then sweep through. And then one more time, reach, and set your hand down on the mat, on the outside of the foot. Step your right leg back, hand on the floor. Pay attention to this process or this movement. Heel to glute, extend back straight. Shift forward, lower down to the mat, all the way on your belly. Hello, mat. So look down at your mat, elbows draw in, slide your hands down so your thumbs are at the lower ribs right there, the floater ribs. Press your palms into the floor just lightly and lift up your chest, abs contracted. Press your feet into the floor. They'll want to lift up, but you got to really intentionally press them down. That's engagement of your body. Elbows in, draw your chest away from the floor, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Now lift your hands up just slightly off the floor. Now lift your chest without pressing your hands. Shoulders away from the ears, lower down. Now you can put your hands down. Lift up. Try not to just press into your hands though. Use your core. All right, so now go ahead and push into the floor. Lift up to downward facing dog. Breathe. Look forward, bend your knees. Step forward, but crisscross to the front of your mat, to your hands. Crisscross. Let's start with the right leg over the left leg. So my calf is at my shin and fold over. Breathe. This forward thigh, pressing into just lightly the back shin. Don't lock the back leg out, but relax your neck and fold over. Press into both feet equally. Move your hands back towards your feet on either side. Now let's lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet and your toes and stand tall. All the way up. So once you come up to the top, reach your arms up. And then palms together, bring your right hand behind your left, like that, crossing at the wrists, and then turn your palms in to face each other. All right? So then reach the arms along the ears, but relax the shoulders, pull in your front ribs, and then lean over to the left. So that right leg is crossed in front. We're leaning over to the left. Inhale and lift up. Let's lean the other way. Just feeling the difference between what's stretching in the sides, the hips, as you change the direction you're leaning and press into your feet. Stability, strengthen the legs as you hold. Inhale and reach. Exhale, arms down to your sides. Pick your shoulders up and roll them back. And let's uncross your legs. Now, reach up and inhale. Let's go through a sun salutation A. Exhale, fold over. Lengthen your head forward, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Plank, shift forward, lower down. This slowly. Upward facing dog or cobra. I'm going to stay with cobra right here as we continue to warm up. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. And breathe. We're going to walk your feet forward, but crisscross, and you'll end up with your left leg crossed in front of the right. So bring that left leg up and over to the right side, and then fold. Abs contracted. Use blocks if you have them underneath your hands, or put your fists down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet with a flat back, stand tall. All the way up. Bring it up. Reaching the arms. And then cross the left wrist behind the right.
Turn your palms in to face each other. Relax the shoulders. Pull your front ribs in. Then lean over to the right. Breathe in and breathe out. Lean over as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and lift and change the lean over to the other side. So you're kind of pressing that hip just slightly outward and leaning the shoulder over right side. Stretching the ribs and the side. Inhale, lift. Good. Now uncross your legs, arms to your side. Everybody relax. Coming into Utkatasana, chair pose, right here. So in looking forward, chair pose, you're up pretty, you've got your hips up, or back, weight in your heels. Lift your toes up and set your toes down. Bring your hands to your heart. Squat down lower so you can reach your elbow to the outside of your right knee and twist. Look to the side just for a moment. Pull your elbow in. Pull your wing in. Inhale and reach. Look forward. Twist to the other side. Right here. Pull your wing in. Elbows pointing in towards each other. And then pressing into your feet. Good. Inhale, reach. Look forward. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the head forward. Half lift. Then step back to plank. Let's go through a vinyasa. Let's take this slowly. Shift forward, lower down. Chin and chest to the mat or hover. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Inhale, stretch it out. Just feel that stretch. Press the floor away. You can turn your toes out here and bend your knee. Hip, pelvis, side stretch. Push the floor away. Reach the left heel towards the floor. Inhale and reach your leg back. Bring your knee in, shift forward. Set your heel down first, and then the ball of your foot. Coming into crescent pose. Inhale, reach. The arms up. Again, bring the right wrist behind the left and turn your palms to face each other. Relax the shoulders. And then lean over. Keep your balance. If you need to, heel toe your foot over to the side so you've got more of a base, more width between your feet. Reaching the arms. Good. Now bring the hands to your hips. Set your knee down. Take a knee. But when you take a knee, you can either put your foot down flat or toes tucked under. It's okay. In this knee, taking a knee position, make this a 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. So don't shift forward right here. I want you to be in a more upright position. Reach the arms up. Just taking note of the stretch. Bring your right wrist behind the left and put your palms together. Same thing, but we're low now and having 2 points or 3 points of contact with the knee down. Lean over. A little more of a stretch with that knee on the floor and the hip right there. And the side of the leg, the IT band through the shoulder. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, arms to your sides. And let's flex the foot in the front, hamstring stretch. Are you trying to tell me something? Hi, Maxwell. What's going on? We're stretching our hamstrings right now. What are you doing? Are you trying to tell me something? Yeah, you need to go somewhere? Now put your foot on the floor. Hands on the floor, lift up to downward facing dog, and go through a vinyasa if you'd like to. So downward facing dog, vinyasa, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, turn your toes out and bend your knee. Press the floor away with your hands. Remember your index fingers, they're up there. The circles of your hands. Press, feel the shoulders, move away from the ears, move the shoulders away from the ears, extend the legs straight, bring the knee in,
Set your heel down first. Good. Now, coming up into crescent pose, inhale and reach up. Bring your left wrist behind the right. Circle your palms. Straighten the back leg. And then lean over. Press your palms into each other. Relax the shoulders. Pull in your front ribs. Keep your balance. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Reach. Uncross. Hands to your hips. Then slowly lower your knee to the floor. Put the top of the foot on the floor. So here you're shifting forward. And then bring the hips back so your hip is right over your knee. This knee, 90 degrees. Inhale, reach up again. Cross your wrists, left behind right. Turn your palms facing each other. Draw the shoulders down and then lean over. All to stretch the side body. Pull the right shoulder back just a little and lean over more. Looking forward. Inhale. Exhale. Side of the leg, the hip, TFL muscle. Inhale and reach up. And then exhale, your hands down to the mat. Sweep the hands down and then flex your foot in the front. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. So here, pull your hip under, but point your toes up. Right here, flex. Press your heel down. 2 more breaths. Flatten your back. Exhale. Lower your chest towards the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Now put your foot flat on the floor. Hands beside your foot. Press into the floor. Lift your right knee. Pull the heel to your glute. Left heel. Extend back straight. Downward dog or vinyasa. Right here. And we'll get moving. I think we're warmed up now. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe. Lift your right leg up. Inhale. Stepping to warrior 2. First, turn your toes out and bend your knee. Extend the leg straight. Bring your right leg in. Heel down first. Ball at the foot. Heel down. Warrior 2. There we go. Warrior 2, your knee points to the front of the mat. Your side body, or your body, to the side mat. Arms like this. Relax your shoulders. Turn your front palm up. Reverse warrior. Up and over. Reaching the arm. Bend your knee. Get into that lunge position. Press into the ball of your foot. The big toe side right there. Lift the inner arch. And then side angle. Right here. Right here. Fist or hand on a block. Nicely done. Inhale, reverse. Strengthening that forward leg. Now sweep the hand around to the thigh in the front. Try to grab the thigh. If you can't do that, then grab at least your waistline, your waistband. Sweep over. Put your forearm right here. Side angle. Open your shoulder and look up. Feel it stretch through the side, from the hip, all the way down to your heel. Here's the challenge. Coming into warrior 3, half moon pose. So keep that hand right there. Reach the right arm forward. Step in and try to balance on that forward leg. Leg up. Hovering, half moon. Now let your hip go. Place your hands on the floor. Standing split. Standing split, now you're squaring your hips towards to the mat, the floor, and tip your head in. Point your toes, lift that leg. Press into the floor to lift the leg higher and straighten the right leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Flex your foot now and bring your hands forward of your foot. Lift the right arm up. Revolved half moon. Reach up, straighten the left leg. Toes pointing down. Reach that arm You can come up onto your fist, keep your hand on a block or the floor. Pull in your abs right there. Strengthen this pose. And now bring your hand to the floor. Set your foot on the floor and walk your hands to the center, long edge of the mat. Skandasana, side to side. Sweep your hands along the floor. Hi, Maxwell. Do you want to go out? And now stay right in the center between your feet. Put your hands on the floor between your feet. Lift the inner arches of your feet. Press into the blade side edge of your feet and then lower your head down. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk your hands in closer between your feet. Point your elbows up or draw them in towards each other, engaging your lats, the pecs, straightening the legs. Now walk the hands over to the right foot and grab, or the left, just one side, doesn't matter which one. And walk your hands over to the other side, side stretch. Grab your foot or your ankle or your calf, just something. And then center. Pivot to the front. Practice this, you guys. Hands on the floor. Lift your heel to your glute. Hover. Vinyasa or downward dog. Shift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Press into the index fingers. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a brief child's pose or 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Finding stillness in your breathing. Remember the setup. Shoulders draw towards the hips or the blades. The thighs reaching back. Sitting bones reaching up. And then slight engagement of the abs or pulling your lower abs between your hip points. Lift up your left leg. Inhale. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Push the floor away. Extend the leg straight. Bring your knee in like you're coming over, bringing it up over a hurdle. Set your heel down first, then the ball of the foot. Right heel down, warrior 2. Reach forward and back. Set that knee, shift the knee right there. Turn your left palm up, reverse warrior. Hand behind the thigh. Draw your elbow in. Sweep over, side angle. Reaching down, up, and over. Breathe in, shoulder back. Inhale, lift, reverse. Then reach the right hand behind, grab the thigh if you can, or your waistline. Pull in your abs right here. Reach the left arm, the challenge. Just try. Step in just a little with the back foot, and then lift up, straightening the left leg. Abs in, hovering, half moon. And when you have to, set your foot down, reach your arm. Nicely done. Reach the arms, warrior 2. And sweep the hand over, hands to the floor. Lift up your right leg. So now squaring your hips to the floor. Standing split. Standing split. Your left lifts straight up. Point your toes. Bring your forehead to your shin. Your nose to towards your knee. Breathe in. Walk your hands parallel to your foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Strong pose. Relax the shoulders. Move them away from the ears. Now, bring the left hand and the right hand slightly forward. Revolved half moon. Toes pointing down, right hand on the floor. Lift up your left. Straighten that leg, reach the arm, draw the shoulder back. Breathe in. and breathe out. One more breath. Bring the left hand down, set your right foot down, long edge of the mat, turning all the way over Skandasana. You can go low into that lunge or stay up higher. Feet parallel though. And then finally set up center, hands in the middle of your feet, straighten your legs, and then fold over. Elbows draw in, crown of the head facing the floor. In fact, tap the top of your head, tap the floor. Don't look down, look through the legs. Relax the shoulders. Walk your hands to the center of your feet. Elbows pull in, press into the hands. And now lift up. Walk your hands to the front, so pivoting back to the front again. Here's where you're going to press into the floor. Practice heel to glute hover. Extend the leg back. Downward dog or vinyasa. Shift. Then lower. Upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Right into it. Step forward. Malasana. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Elbows on the inside of your knees. Everybody kind of move around right here. So oscillating Malasana. Move around. In fact, put your hands on your knees. Press, press. Just a little bit of resistance right there with your hand. Now bring your left hand on the floor, elbow on the inside of your left knee. Reach the right arm up. Lower back hip. Lean your weight into your heels. Set your toes down. Good. Now inhale, look forward. Reach your arms. Right arm, right hand on the floor, elbow on the inside of your knee. Reach the left arm, press into the floor, lift the heart, the chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice. Exhale, look forward, hands on the floor. Press into the floor and lift your hips, fold over. Your toes now are pointing forward as you fold. Hands to the thighs, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale, reach all the way up. Stretch overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so standing and balancing. Relatable to half moon or revolved half moon pose. So lift up your right knee, the next pose that we're doing. Lift your right knee up, get your balance. If you need to, you can hold a wall right here. So right there. But we're gonna turn to the right side. So you're gonna put a strap around your big toe or around the ball of your foot, or grab your big toe, extend the leg out. Breathe. Then you'll change your grip. Reach the right arm back. And then turn your gaze and look behind. Straighten the legs, standing tall. Draw the shoulder back. And then look forward, bend your knee, and set your foot down. Nicely done. So very similar to, same type of stretch, similar stretch. Okay, Maxwell, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. He's like, but I left my chicken. Okay, anyway. If you're new to my class, you don't know what that means probably. Lift up your left knee. So standing strongly, straight leg, but don't hyperextend. Let's get strap or grab the big toe, leg out. Then change your grip. Reach the arm back, hip down, draw the shoulder back, and then just try to turn your gaze. Side, and then rear. Turn forward, bend your knee, set your foot down. You did it. Excellent job. Inhale, reach up, feet hip width apart. Exhale, fold. Let's go through those poses again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank, vinyasa. Now a vinyasa seems super easy, doesn't it? All perspective, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. I might add on a pose or two. Turn your toes out and bend your knee. Extend the leg straight. Bring your right foot forward. Set your heel down first. Right there. Then the ball of your foot. Warrior two. Reverse. Hand behind. Grab the thigh or your waistline. Reach the right arm forward. Hover. Half moon. Whoop. Get your balance. Lean. Straighten the leg. Now set your foot down and bring your hands to the floor. Half split, so press into the hands, lift the leg, look through, look behind, point your toes, press into the floor, straighten the right leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk your hands slightly forward of your foot. Move on the mat if you're too far forward. So left hand on your block or the floor, reach the right arm up, revolved half moon. Draw your shoulder back, reflecting. Hand to the big toe hold, balancing standing as we turned. Exhale, place your hand on the floor. Nicely done. Press into the floor. You're going to set your left foot down and just turn onto your left side like that and reach the right arm up. Press into your hand. Press right there into the edge of your foot so you're in side plank, and then maybe stack your legs. Lift your hips. So you can easily come to the floor with your hip or slowly come to the floor with your hip right here, or put your hand on the floor and assist. So you're going to lower down your hip to the floor like that, and you're put one foot in front of the other foot. So you've got some balance, and then just kind of sit up right here. So getting this nice stretch through the side of your hip. If that's too much, come down to your forearm. And that's okay also. So from the shoulder down the side to the hip, down the outside of your leg. If you can, stay up higher. Your fingers point away from you. And you kind of flex your feet down there so that you have integrity in this side position. Bring your hand to your hip. Pull your elbow in. Just coming out of it by rolling over to your belly. Tuck your toes. Push into the floor. Lift up, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift up your right leg. Step your right foot through again. Set your heel down first. And let's pivot, going to that wide fold. First, Skandasana, side to side. And then hold it in the center. Place your hands on the floor. Bring your feet parallel to each other. So look at both. Lift the inner arches, press into your feet, drop your head down. Maybe you can bring your head to the floor, just lightly touching, straighten the legs, elbows draw in. Then you can reach for your ankles or hands underneath. Press into your feet solidly. Strengthen the legs, the inner thighs. Breathe in, abs in. Hands to the center again. Lift up halfway, bend your knees slightly and pivot back to the front again. Hands on the floor, lift up that right leg, three-limb dog. Up. And then let's go through a vinyasa. So lower, shift, down, up, bring it through, exhale back, downward facing dog. The second side, lift up, turn your toes out. Bend your knee, look over there, see your foot. Extend the leg straight. Knee in, set your heel down first. Plant the right heel, warrior two, into a reverse already. Side angle, up and over, reach. And then reverse again. This time in the reverse, reach around, grab the thigh. That actually helps you pull that leg out so you're externally rotating. Pull your abs in, press into your feet strongly. Reach forward, just try. Balance on that left leg and lift. Just try. Up, breathe. Set your foot down or bring your hands down to the floor, standing split. So left foot on the floor, right leg up. Walk your hands to your foot, possibly parallel. Tip your head over, point your toes, nose to knee. Nicely done. Set your foot down, start to look forward. Here's side plank. So right hand on the floor, go to the edge of your left foot. Put your foot on the floor like that. Body open to the side, reach up, or stack your legs. Flex your feet, lift up. Reach the arm, breathe. Arm over the ear. Now bring your hip down to the floor. Put your hand down if you need to, otherwise lower down right there. Body, so upper leg, foot forward, back, bottom leg, foot behind. So that's giving you balance, right? So sitting up tall on your side, feel the stretch through the side body. Nice, hand to your hip. Remember, you can come down to your forearm if you need to. Breathe in and breathe out. Such a simple pose. Energizing, right? Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly. Controlled. Now we're going to just face the mat. And we'll go through that wide edge fold. So flip over to your belly. Or roll to your belly. Hands on the floor. Lift up. Left leg up. Step your left foot, heel down first. And then Skandasana, side to side. Press into your feet, parallel your feet. So do something different this time. If you're feeling good, bring your hands to the floor, widen your feet. Lift your inner arches. Like that, press into the big toes, the other toes, and then lower your head. So crown of the head touches the floor. Don't put weight on your neck though. Hands on the mat, hands between your feet, pull your elbows in towards each other, press into the floor, and just have an energized wide leg fold. Breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. You can grab your big toes here, or like we did before, or if you didn't, bring the hands through, press your hands into the mat. Or maybe you just want to put your forearms down on the mat, like that. Don't hyperextend at the knees, straighten the legs though. Now, hands on the mat, right in the middle of your feet. You're gonna turn it around, pivot, heels in, press into the floor, lift that left leg up, three-limb dog, and then lower the leg first, foot to the floor. Vinyasa. Last time. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And then walk your feet to the middle of the mat. Fold over. And now lengthen forward, bend your knees, sit on your heels. Elbows to the inside of your knees right here. You know where we're going with this. Set your hands on the floor and just practice with me. Whether you have ever lifted up or not, just practice. So hands on the floor. Lift your hips so your knees go into your armpits. And then you're going to just lean. And try to pick up one foot. and then set it down, and then sit back on your heels. So when I do that, there's very little weight shifting into my arms, by the way. So abs contracted around the back, lean in so weight is on your hands, lift your left foot, point your toes, heel to your glute, set it down. All right, so you can just keep practicing that maneuver. That's a strengthening maneuver, move for eventually coming up into crow pose. But here are the main cues. Your gaze needs to be forward of your hands, so don't look down. Lift your hips, round your back, get your knees into your upper outer arms so your triceps are like a shelf, the back of the arms. And then you just lean and look forward and pick your feet up. Pull your heels to your glutes. And when you're ready, set your feet down and then fold over. Reach for your elbows and sway side to side, or better, hands behind the back. Clasp, reach the knuckles. Move the shoulders away from the ears. One more time. Hands go down the back of the legs. Bend your knees out. Knees go the same direction as your toes. You can also try this, just a different way of coming into it. Heels together, toes turned out, like that, right? And then get your knees up there, hands on the floor. Lift your hips, round your back, gaze forward, and fingertips pressing, lift your feet. And then set your feet down. Which way worked better, even with your practice? If you were just practicing, even if you didn't lift up, it's okay. The other thing I didn't talk about is that sit back on your heels, extend your legs out. What I didn't talk about also was that, so like in the beginning, I referenced the index fingers and then the circle of your hand. So being just mindful of really pressing down so the energy comes up through your wrist to the top of your shoulders and translates into your upper back, right? So that's where a lot of the strength comes from, and then the chest. So it's mostly about core. It's less about arm strength than you think. More about core strength. Let's come into 90-90. So I'm going to show you a way to come into pigeon pose the best way. So I recently learned this. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. Get on your mat with your shin, the forward shin pointing towards the front of the mat, the short edge of the mat, and parallel. So see, parallel, parallel. And then this shin, parallel, parallel, right? Then face the front. So turn your shoulders facing that direction, squared, and then just lean in. So this is pigeon pose. Basically, you just don't have your legs straight behind you. So notice how your shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and have it, and you've probably heard, try to get your shin parallel to the front of the mat in pigeon pose, right? Well, this is how it starts. Depending on your hip flexibility and stiffness in the muscles around your hip, the heel may draw in towards the groin as you bring your chest on top of this forward leg. But that's okay, just allow it to move in. But coming in this position from this standpoint is safer and easier, better for the knee, because your hip or your thigh bone and your shin bone are in the same plane. They're in the same level, right? So as opposed to coming into it from downward facing dog. A lot of the time we do 3-limb dog and then come right into pigeon pose, right? So here you're already in the right position with that leg in the front, and then you're going to extend the left leg back and then face the mat right there. Much better. Bring your hands, forearms down. Breathe in. So the foot behind you, press that into the floor. You can look down there. Breathe in. Grab your left foot,
Just give it a little tug right there. Sorry, right foot. The foot that's underneath you. Then walk down to your forearms. Put your head on a block, your fists, or on the floor. 5 breaths. Start to move your arms as you breathe in and breathe out. So moving the arms in towards your face or on the sides of your face. Then lift up your head, look forward, and then sit on that right hip. Sweep the left leg forward. Put your right foot on the inner thigh and open up your body to the right. So in the pigeon pose that we did, your right leg was underneath you. And so now your left leg is extended forward and the right leg is bent, foot to inner thigh. And then place your left hand on the outside of your right leg and look over your shoulder. Then using the hand right here on the left hand on the right thigh, reach up and over with the right arm and just lean, side body stretch. Inhale and reach up. So press the leg down, the right leg down, push into that leg, and maybe you can reach and grab the toe. And breathe. Smoothly inhaling and exhaling. Keep pressing into this thigh. Maybe you can put your elbow on the floor over here. Revolving the body, opening up, turning your face towards the sky. Inhale and lift. And now face the front of the mat and shake it out. Slap it out. Okay, other side. Bring the thigh up in line with the long edge of the mat, shin with the short edge, this leg, this thigh, short edge, shin, long edge, right? And then you're gonna just sit up tall. Feels super interesting getting here, right? So knees 90-90, looking forward. Interesting from the standpoint of just feeling where you have stiffness, right? Inner thigh engaged, hip, side, and just lean in. And if you want to, you can just kind of stay here and hang out. This is the stretch. Taking the stretch further, you're gonna reach that right leg back. Don't stay on that left hip. You're gonna lift up. When you lift up, make sure your knee points to the outside edge of the mat. Put the top of your foot down back there. Your right or your left heel may draw in towards the groin. That's okay. Depends on how tight your hips are and just your flexibility in the hip joint. Pull your abs in and then lower to the mat. If your hip is up really high, place something underneath it like a blanket or a block or a book. Put your head down. The foot behind you, just make sure it's not sickling. You want to have the top of the foot pressing down, the big toe pressing down. We have one more pose after this, and then we'll have a very brief Shavasana. Two more breaths. One more breath. Lift up your head, walk your hands in. Then you're going to sit on your left hip and sweep the right leg in, like that. Put your foot on the inner thigh. And then, so getting this last side stretch, put your foot, your heel to your groin, like that. And top of my foot is facing the floor right there. And then this foot, toes pointing up. Right hand, turn.
Then left arm, up and over. Inhale, reach. Side stretch. So you can push into the inner thigh right there and get a little more extension. Find your foot. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. And maybe elbow down. Turn. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale and lift all the way up. And now extend that leg out. Nicely done. Slap it out. You can make that noise. All right, put your feet down on your elbows. We did it. We made it. Walk your elbows towards your hips. Lower your shoulders to the floor. Slide your feet in, and just one brief moment, lift the hips up. Let's talk about this for a moment. Shoulders pressed down. Lift up the glutes. Your feet can slightly turn out. If you feel pulling against the top of your knees or pain, turn your toes out just a little, right? It's okay. You don't have to have your feet parallel. Everybody's hips are different, but here's the key thing. You want to engage the inner thighs to lift, protecting the lower back. Relax, lowering down all the way. Hands to your sides. Let's tip the knees side to side for a moment. Windshield wipering knees side to side. Bring your right leg straight onto the mat, heel towards the corner. Left leg, heel towards the corner. Just 1 minute of time, you guys. Keep your palms facing up or turn them down, whatever feels most comfortable for you today. Maybe you want to feel grounded with your palms down. Maybe you want to feel open with your palms up. And just breathe. Visualize your breath going in to the lungs and going out. Visualize the space between your brow. Breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing the jaw. Let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders intentionally. Focusing in on the chest, softening. Both arms, your belly, softening the hips from one point to the other, from the right to the left to the right, softening each leg, turning out at its natural angle at the hips. Feet, toes. Start to move your toes. Start to move your fingers. Place your feet on the floor flat, knees bent. Tip the knees over to the right or the left and roll all the way over and sit up as we begin class. Easy seated position. Inhale and reach your arms up and look up at your hands. Exhale your hands to the mind's eye, the third eye. And thanks and in gratitude. Edge of the hands to the heart. Bowing your chin. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you. Be well. Namaste. Take care, everybody. I'll see you again next time. Please let me know if you did this live or did this recording. Bye-bye. See you later.